Hey, and thank you so much for stopping by. I know what you're here for, and I'm not going to hold you. Before we go any further, can you hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up? I appreciate it. So let me say this first and foremost. The most important thing that I found on my weight loss journey or my fat loss journey is I had to maintain great mental health. That is so important and vital. If your mental is not okay, then all the things that you do throughout your weight loss journey can cause you to fail and cause you to sabotage the journey with a lot of different things. You know, it may be stress eating or something like that, but you just have to really have your mind right. And also just to see your body change, it could do something to you positively, hopefully, but that's a great thing to help drive you to continue to go on the journey for great success as well. But sometimes some people may have a more negative. They're seeing the weight loss, but they don't want to believe it. So they're thinking it's failing, or the scale's not going down, and they're thinking, oh, why even do this? But what may be happening, you may be losing inches and not the numbers on the scale going down. So a lot of times it's good to measure certain things like your arms, your waist, your thighs, your bust, just all those things matter. Inches matters because people may see that you're losing weight, but you don't see it on the scale. So it's best to get your mind right. Have you an outlet that can help you to keep yourself mentally okay and checked in. So that can be anything. Can be a number of things like going out, having your support system or what have you. Just that mental wellness is so important on this journey. So that's why I named that as number one. Secondly, is actually what you came here for, and that is a meal plan. And why I say meal plan is number two is because you have to plan your meals. If you want to be successful on this journey, some people may be able to just go in the kitchen and cook it up, like what they need right away without stopping by the snack cabinet. But some of us need to have a plan. And I found that on my journey, it was easier for me to stay on track by having a meal plan. And that takes me into the third thing. I'm trying to make this as quick as possible because I want the information quick too, because sometimes I can be a little impatient, but I'm trying to put it out there. So the number three, that after you get your meal plan, you write out everything that you want on the on this journey, how you gonna do it. This is the meals I like. You might say meal one for breakfast, maybe eggs and sausage or bacon or some type of meat, and then you may have some avocado on keto bread. You toast the bread and put avocado on it. That's your fat. You got your fat, your protein, and you got low carb starch. Or no carbs. You can do without the bread. If you are using keto bread or low carb bread, sometimes that could be 2 net carbs or 0 carbs. They have them out there. You just have to look for those types of things. But number 3 is that meal prep. It goes hand in hand with your meal plan. Once you figure out the things that you want to have, and I'll go into that as well, what the list should look like when you go grocery shopping, because it's very important to have a list so that you won't deviate from it or pick up things that don't make sense and you get home and say, I got the cereal, no milk, I got peanut butter, no jelly. You get the point. So meal prepping is so important. I do this every Sunday, and this is something that I can also do a video on, and it's simple. I cook in batches, and then I put them in bowls and set them in the refrigerator, or certain things. If I know I'm not going to eat it within 3 to 5 days, I'll freeze it. So meal prepping is so important. It shows you, and it kind of portion, and then having a scale. Oh my gosh, that is important. I'll get into that as well, because you're able to weigh your food, portion sizes. That's good for each meal. And one of the things I do is eat 2 times a day. Some people eat 3 times a day, and you want to get in enough protein. Let's go to that. Number 4, you want to get the protein you need in, that's necessary. And I always try to do 30 to 60 grams of protein per meal, and it's easy to do the way that I've done. It just depends on what my macros are for that month. And that's another thing when I was talking about mental wellness. See, when you eat a lot of protein, sometimes it can be muscle mass, and you know that's being weighed, and so you gain more muscle and lost fat, but you're still seeing the scale at a certain level. But you can see the inches come off, but you got muscle mass, less fat, so the scale kind of looks the same. So it's very important to keep that in mind too. But again, I do high protein, low carb meals, and I'll get into a plan. I might just put it on the screen here, some of the things that I eat, as you know, as far as the high protein, low carbs. And if you watch some of my other videos, you've probably seen some of the meal list or the food list. Some people do the high protein, low carb diet or meal plan, and they also add in calorie deficit. I've done this before, and I'm telling you, the weight fell off so fast. And I could show you how to use the calculator to kind of get that those numbers, what your macros should look like, and how many calories you should be eating in a day. And so some people find that number, and then they subtract 200 to 500 calories from that, and they'll be on that meal plan, on that, using those calories, amount of calories per day to lose weight. And you can lose weight really, really fast. But I don't do the calorie deficit anymore. I just kind of set my calories at a certain amount per day, and I try not to go over that. Sometimes I try to fall under that, so it could be considered still calorie deficit, but I don't focus on calories. It will drive me crazy. Okay, so I just concentrate on getting my protein in and stick with low carbs, and I haven't gone wrong. I see great benefits and results from doing that. Number 6 is keeping to a routine so that you can prevent failure and not sabotage this journey. That's crucial. Set your routine, and that kind of goes with the meal prep, meal plan. You know, our number 2 and number 3. You want to make sure that you know what you're about to eat, you've planned for it, and you prepped for it, right? So that's your routine, and that routine can become a habit for you. So that's what we're trying to do. If you got 2 to 4 weeks to see if this can work, in 2 weeks, you're going to see something. That first week, you're going to see something if you really stick to it. Just try to be as committed to it as you can possibly be. You would definitely see some results. Number 7 is cravings and snacks. Whoa, that's a doozy. Sometimes eating a lot of carbs or just eating certain foods can spike your insulin. And when it's spiked, it can cause like your blood sugar to rise or what have you. And then when those hormones are trying to work to get it back down, and you're feeling that hunger pangs or those cravings that comes after that, because it did a lot of work. Now it wants to replenish, or to, take in some calories, because it's telling the body that I'm hungry, because it's done all this work to bring down, that spike, bring down your blood sugar. So cravings and snackings can cause you to sabotage this journey. And I can come up with a list of snacks that have gotten me through. And when I say it's almost like a cheat code, it feels like I'm cheating, because I'm just and they're pretty good. They're not exactly the sugar-filled snacks or the real starchy snacks that we're used to, but it has such great flavor and it's so close to the real thing. It causes you to feel okay about having it. I know I did. And I kept them on deck that first 2 weeks. But then I started saying, you know what, I'm not gonna use these as a crutch. I just want to see what type of, willpower I have. So I can definitely list a few of those snacks, or maybe I can put them in this video or make another video. And like I said, about the snack alternatives, when you find those that kind of help you through the journey. But those cravings that we have, or snacking cravings that we have, could just be that you're thirsty sometime. And that's our number 9, is hydrate yourself on this journey, because fat loss, when you drink a lot of water, you're excreting that fat out through those body fluids, right? So keeping yourself hydrated, unless you have some type of medical reason for not being able to drink a lot of water, but again, I always tell people to consult your physician, your doctor, your healthcare provider, or whoever before starting a regimen. This is not to diagnose anyone or to tell you what's best or what can cure. This is not to cure or to diagnose anyone. These are just suggestions for weight loss, fat loss, or just on your journey to change that scale number. So basically, hydrate yourself. Drink plenty of water. Like right now, I got my bottle right nearby, and I keep it nearby. Okay? I keep this bottle by me. I carry it everywhere. People may think I'm losing it, but I'm not. I am losing weight. Losing those pounds. But they're always like, she always carried that, bottle with her, or this, water bottle. If I don't have that one, I have just a regular water bottle. I'm going to hydrate myself, because it kind of goes hand in hand with number 10, which is constipation. On a high carb diet, you will experience, or some may experience, I'm not gonna say everyone, because I know a couple of people I've helped with this and they do not have constipation issues. But because I did not eat a lot of meat in the past, and I always was more on the thinner side, but now that I've gained weight and I'm eating meat now, and very high protein diet, I've started to experience, which I did have a little bit of constipation issues sometime in the past, but now it's like I have constipation. So I have to do something about it. So I take something for that, and sometimes magnesium will help with that, or you could find something like Metamucil, or you could talk to your doctor about it. It's another one too, Docalax, and it's another one, Miralax, that help. Or you could find those teas or vitamins or supplements that has stool softeners that help. But you can ask the pharmacy as well, and you can just tell them what type of medications you're on, if you're on medications, or what you're trying to do, and tell them that you've been experiencing a little constipation. They can tell you what may be good for it, and that won't indicate or won't interfere with your medication. Okay, so you can talk to them about that as well. And then this right here, I should have put it way up on the list. This is number 11. That is intermittent fasting. This is a game changer. Intermittent fast, I can go into that on another video as well, but just a short, brief summary of it is just you take, in a 24-hour period, you take a certain amount of hours that you decide you're going to eat, and the rest of the hours you're fasting. I usually do this after 8 p.m. to about 11 a.m. the next day, or maybe 12. I stop eating at 8 o'clock. I'll start eating at 12 o'clock or something like that, 11 to 7:30 or 8 o'clock. That's my eating window. That's why I call it a 16-8 or you can do a 15-9, or you can do, some people have been extreme. They've done a 20-hour intermittent, 20-hour fast and only had a 4-hour eating window. I don't know how long anyone can keep that up, or even if it's gonna be beneficial. It could, but you don't want to feel like you're starving either. But if you feel like you can do that, great. You probably can get one meal in or whatever you're gonna eat, and don't eat the rest of it of that time. But realistically, I do 16 hours of fasting and 8 hours of eating, and it works for me. I don't feel rushed. I don't feel intimidated about this. I don't feel overwhelmed. Everything just flows. And next, also, exercise is number 12. I say 80% of losing fat and changing the way your body look and how you feel is in the kitchen, in the foods we eat, in the things that we prepare every day. So I put food as the main benefit that helps us lose the weight that we need to get into shape. So 80% of our losing weight and losing fat is in the foods we eat, and 20% is exercise. That's what I heard, and that's what I believe. Okay, and I've known that for a while, because it was a time I did not exercise and I stayed slim, very, very thin, and never really had to count any calories. And it could have been because my metabolism was high. So maybe exercise worked better for certain people, but you just want to be careful with certain exercise. Another thing that you should consult your physician or healthcare provider for as well. You just want to make sure you're doing everything in your limitations, what you can handle. Okay, the next thing is 13. Oh my goodness, let me tell you about this. Whenever your body goes into ketosis, I don't do that anymore. I don't eat so low of carbs that my body is feeling like I'm in ketosis, because keto flu is real. Keto flu will have you feeling like, what is really going on? Headaches, or some people don't experience that, but I'm talking about the worst form of it. You can feel like you're very sluggish, and you feel like you don't feel like going, you don't feel like doing anything. You're very sluggish, and you may have headaches and certain things. It really feels like you may have the flu, but it's keto flu. It's just your body switching from burning carbs as fuel to burning fat as fuel. But after about a couple of days, that usually clears up, and you are back to feeling normal. Actually, probably feeling even better. When I got through that keto flu, it probably lasts about 2 days for me. But once I got past it, I was feeling pretty good. I was like, I don't know what that was about, but then I read about it. Like, should I be really doing this low carb? Because I was feeling terrible. And then it came up, could it have been keto flu? I was like, oh, didn't know it was real. So, yeah. But some people ease into lowering their carbs, especially if you eat a lot of carbs. You probably want to do it over a 2-week period, just taking out certain things a little at a time. And then after 2 weeks, I keep some carbs in my diet. When I say that, every other day I probably have like some potatoes, but it's very small, like a small amount, probably 2 ounces of potatoes or 2 ounces of rice. I just do that so my body can still feel. I'll give myself a little bit more carbs because I don't want to feel that keto flu. But again, this is a low carb diet, not keto. Keto, I believe, is really carb restricted. Me, myself, I do 30 to 50 grams of carbs a day. If I don't get all those carbs in a day, so what? Because I'm more interested in getting the protein in and some fats, so I can burn fat and not carbs, which is good, and it burns that weight right off. So the next thing is fat loss. That kind of go hand in hand. Fat loss versus muscle loss. See, When your body switches to burning fat, that's what's being lost. Fat is being lost. But if your body has nothing after it's burnt all the fat or all the carbs, when you're losing weight and you're losing weight fast, your body is going to start eating away at your muscles. That's why high protein is one of the benefits to help make sure this is not happening. And you want to always make sure you have those ketones to burn that fat instead of your muscles. And something also that I would add, this is number 15, is the collagen, adding a collagen supplement. And I would do that with some vitamin C because it helps get all the benefits of the collagen supplement. And that helps with sagging skin, because if you losing fat real fast or weight real fast, sometimes you can look saggy, and that collagen kind of helps with making it where you don't look, it helps with the skin elasticity so that you won't look all flabby. And that's where exercise may come into, where people are lifting or doing light lifting and some cardio. But the light lifting weights helps that as well. I've heard. I said I was going to start lifting. Haven't done that yet. I'm still seeing results, so it's not a hurry. Number 16 for us are the pitfalls, and I kind of touched on that when I was talking about those cravings and snacking and stuff. With pitfalls, let me tell you, pitfalls is major. This is where this is no work. Trust me. If you were to follow this plan, it feels like you're cheating. I'm telling you, it's just like so simple. This is a lifestyle change, not just one of those yo-yo diets like this workout. I lost weight a few years ago and then I gained 30 pounds back. No, we're trying to change and make this a lifestyle. We're reevaluating our bodies to see what's working for us. And then we're sticking to that until we have to reevaluate again, but we're not trying to do the yo-yo diet. So let me tell you about pitfalls, and that's our number 16, like I mentioned. Number 16, pitfalls. How we slide back into after losing weight and we can gain it all back. And I think I mentioned in one of my videos, I had gained 3 pounds back. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but I was doing so well. I was actually seeing the weight come off like 1 or 2 pounds. You know, my camera had died, and I do apologize. But what I was saying about the pitfalls, and this is like so crucial to understand, that there are so many things that can help sabotage your journey. And I'm telling you, like when I was on this, like really trying to get used to being on this weight loss journey, doing low carbs, all it took was just one commercial to come on TV while I'm just out, just minding my own business, trying to, like I said, it's a lifestyle change, and we're not trying to do the yo-yo diets. And so part of my lifestyle is I watch movies, I watch TV. So all these ads, it seemed like every other ad is about food. So I was like, this is a great way, and without you thinking, because you're used to just saying, you know what, I want to grab, or it makes you want to just go grab whatever snacks in the kitchen, or it makes you want to go out to that restaurant and get whatever deal they have going on, or the endless bowls of this and that, and you're out the door. You already, girl, I see that something, and you're out there, and y'all out there just tearing it up. So on those outings too, when you're just out shopping and you're like, oh, stomach growling, been out shopping, especially around Christmas time, everybody was getting hungry, and those restaurants was loving it. They were like, come on, and then, just having junk foods, and, just people offering you things. Girl, you ain't had none, it ain't gonna hurt, No, don't fall for it. Have willpower. Have more willpower than that, and understand what your goals are. Even if you got to have a picture of yourself and you've already lost 10 pounds, because I'm telling you, sometimes you can lose 5 to 10 pounds in 1 week, and some people say, oh, just water weight, but you're still losing and you can see the difference, and you're on the right track, and in 2 weeks you probably lost 10 to 12 or maybe 15 pounds, and in a month, who's to say how much weight you could possibly lose by sticking to this and staying on track. And but these pitfalls can be dangerous. So what I've done is like what I was telling you about, just having those snack alternatives helps. You know, just like you when you have a little toddler and you got to take them out somewhere and you have a little snack bag for them, you're ready. Or you have a list of restaurants, if your friend be like, oh girl, we out shopping, we hungry and stuff like that. Or just knowing what you can and cannot eat when you're out, or things that you can go to in your cabinet that won't cause you to deviate from your plan and sabotage what you're doing. And then, you know, just having misinformation sometimes can cause you to sabotage your bad habits, just bad habits, period. And then excuses. Oh my gosh, that's another pitfall. Don't have excuses, only have motivation. Just know you need to motivate yourself by having a picture sometime. This is what I looked like before and I lost 15 pounds. I love the way I look. I remember these compliments. And journaling too. I'll get into that. But just having all these tools you need to be able to be successful. And if you can dedicate yourself for 2 weeks, you would definitely see some results. And that brings me to like some of the gadgets I was talking about, like tools, like kitchen tools and just things. Like some people wear fajas and some people wear waist trainers, and some people say they get this wrapped and, you know, certain things. I haven't done that, but that may be something I may look into one day. I just don't see it necessary at this moment for me, but I have thought about it. And so another thing I do, I have apps on my phone. I have the Arbor Leaf that helps keep up with my weight, and I try to seriously weigh in on Fridays and Wednesdays. So Wednesday is just seeing what damage I've done over the weekend and what I need to tweak, and Friday is just the overall of how my week has gone and how much I've lost. But I do weigh myself every single day, because in the morning with barely no clothes or no clothes on, so it can give me a much more accurate reading of what my weight is. It may not be completely accurate, because this hair probably weighs about 2 pounds, but at least I'm seeing the weight still go down, or the numbers on the scale go down. So that's what I do every single morning. I weigh myself, and the type of scale I have is a smart scale, so it automatically records that weight for that day. Automatically, it goes to my little profile that I have on my phone, and so I can keep up with how much I've lost over a month time. And I also have this other app that I just love, and it's called Net Diary. Am I saying that right? Yeah, I'm so used to just clicking on it that my Net Diary. And so that's just where you can keep up with what types of foods. You can scan it, and I'm telling you, any food you put in there will show up. You scan it or type it in, and you can figure out how many, and then it shows you what your macros are, how many carbs it have, fat and protein in it. It's so good. I love that. But anyway, that's a good tool. And then also having a scale, a kitchen scale, so you can weigh how much protein, or, you know, I usually do 6 to 8 ounces. Like I said, I'll put that food list or what I do on the screen somewhere throughout, or maybe throughout this video. So a scale. So those are the 3 things. Let me see, is that 3? 1, 2, now 4 things that I started out with and I stuck with. It probably was a little bit more that I had, and besides my water bottle that has like drink. So this is my second time filling this up, and I may not finish this because it was about this much in there this morning. I filled it up to here, so that's where I am, and it's probably about, I don't know, 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's how much I've drank. And so by tonight, I can finish that. I'll probably have, again, about that much left. And then I fill it up again tomorrow and try to drink all of that. And the best thing to do is, back about the hydration part of it, drink half your body weight in ounces of water. Or you can look it up online what is good for you, or speak with your doctor, your physician or your healthcare provider to see if drinking a lot of water is good, because certain people are on diuretics and water pills and stuff like that, which diuretics are water pills, but certain issues that they may have that they can't drink a lot of water. But again, this is not to diagnose or to cure anything, even though it is beneficial. You still would need to speak with your healthcare provider to see if you have any concerns. But again, those are the gadgets that I use, or tools that I use. Like I said, the food scale, the smart scale for weighing myself, and like I said, I weigh myself every single day, and I take it very serious on Wednesday, so I can know when I weigh myself Wednesday, I know what to tweak. If I ate something or did something that kind of made the scale go up, I can kind of look back in my net diary thing to app to see what I ate over the last 3 or 4 days that could probably have contributed to that, and I'll know how to tweak that. And it could just be that time of month, because you can gain up to 5 pounds, maybe more, during that time of month. And so for women, that's a lot of weight, and it feels like it's not going anywhere. So take that into consideration too when your cycle is on. That could be that. So don't fret. Okay, so those are the tools I use, and if I come up with some more that I use, I would definitely name them, because we're not trying to gatekeep. Okay, so our number 18, and I know a lot of people are gonna be like, why are you saying this when you said there's a sabotage, you shouldn't sabotage? Successes and rewards. I do believe in rewarding yourself for your hard work and your successes. If about 2 to 4 weeks, or however long, 6 weeks, it's your decision. This is your journey. This is your lifestyle change that you're going through. You can tweak at it to see, like after 2 weeks, I've lost 10 to 12 pounds. I'm going to have a snack, one of my favorite snacks. And that could be, I'm going to eat some ice cream. But I got an alternative for ice cream. Or I'm gonna eat some chips, but I got an alternative for chips. If I don't feel like that alternative is what I want, I feel like I want to eat something that is close to, something that I'm used to eating, and I'm rewarding myself. So I'm gonna go and have that. I'm not gonna overindulge in it where it can cause a real bad setback. What I'm going to do is in moderation. I will have that and feel okay about it. I won't beat myself up about it, because I'm rewarding myself. And I won't do this every day, nor would I do it every week. I would do, like, I've lost 12 pounds. Let me have a reward. And sometimes it doesn't have to be in the form of snacks. It can be like, you can go and buy yourself something nice, or you can go out, or you can buy yourself that new dress or something. But I don't buy clothes when I'm losing weight. I just wait until it's all too loose, and it's like I have to buy something. But you can reward yourself in so many other ways. Okay, the next thing, and what I'm gonna do one day, because this is a lot to cram into one video, and I just realized this. I don't know what made me think that this was gonna be a short video. I thought I could just touch on it and go, but it's not that easy. So 19 is accountability partners. I've tried this so many times on my journey, and if you really want to know, that was one of my pitfalls, and that's one of the things that sabotage. I mean, it could be a good thing, but having an accountability partner for me was one of the things that caused me to be set back in my journey, because if that person's schedule doesn't meet yours, or if that person doesn't have the same goals in mind. A lot of people aren't trying to lose weight, even though you probably think that's the reason why they're wanting to be your accountability partner, because you made your goals very plain that you want to lose fat. Having an accountability partner that's on board with what your goals are, that meet theirs, also that matches theirs, makes it easier. Because if you don't have the same goals in mind, it's gonna sabotage you. Because I had one accountability partner. Every time we would go work out, right after the workout, he's like, "Oh man, I'm hungry. That took a lot out of me. Let's go eat." And I'm thinking, let's go home and, I got some chicken breast or some salad. He's right over at one of those Mexican restaurants eating. But me as a female, couldn't do that. So that didn't work. And then I had one accountability partner. Our schedules just didn't meet up. It just didn't match. And so I felt real guilty about trying to go without the person, and I was wondering how would they feel if I go and they hear that I went, and I didn't want to lie and say I didn't go, and then if I start showing some results, and then they were like, "Look what you do." I mean, we went like months without going or to the gym or working out or meeting to see how we can be there for each other. And so I was just like, that's not working for me. I'm really doing it more just so that we can have this together. And sometimes you can have a great goal or intentions in mind, but it's not going to meet up, and that's okay. You don't have to feel bad about that. Sometimes you just have to rely on yourself. And again, if you do have a accountability partner, it's good that you compare notes and just really commit to each other to be there for each other. However, you need that person to be there for you, and you can be there for them. So just make sure it lines up. And then the last thing, number 20, is journaling. Like I was saying earlier, have your goal in your mind and you journal about each thing as you go, your successes and your failures. All that matters, because the only thing what it could do for you is to tweak what you need to do or keep doing, right? And so journaling also, you can have like pictures of yourself along the way. You could take a picture, like me, I take a picture every 2 to 3 weeks, because that's when I see the most results within that I can actually see on the picture. But I can see it in the mirror, but sometimes on the picture it doesn't show what you actually can see in person. So I think every 2 to 3 weeks I did a picture, and I can see like, whoa, that's a big difference. I can feel it and I can see it, but to actually see it on a picture, it was like, wow, I'm actually doing this, and that motivated me. So journaling can be a good thing, and journaling about your experience and how you feel. Oh my goodness, that goes back to mental health and mental wellness. Journaling about how you feel and how you got through that, just in case, because it may not seem like it, but just a couple of days ago, I lost a family member, and to me that was like, I don't want to do anything. I didn't even want to eat that day, and that can be sabotaging too, because not eating can knock you off your plan too, even though you're losing weight still, but you're not getting the nutrients you need, and you're not doing the things, and it kind of puts you back into that mode where you're trying to stay on track with how you're eating and your macros. But it just took a lot out of me, and then it caused me to snack instead, and I'm not eating real food that can benefit me. I was eating junk food just so I could say I had something on my stomach. I didn't feel like cooking. Because when you go through something so traumatic like that, it can cause a setback. And I just had to think, like, I got to keep doing this for my own health. I can deal with my emotions without eating, without being emotional or being an emotional eater. I can deal with my emotions about the situation and still realize that I still have some goals it's not saying that I am not putting my energy into that, but I'm putting enough energy into that, but still have to take care of myself. I have to be okay because I've lost, some family members like in a short period of time one time. And one of them so happened to be my child. Even just to think about it, because it was, a couple of years ago, it still can set me back. But I have to think, like, what would my child want? I know what we've discussed before she left this earth. So I had to say, you know what, this is what she would want for me. Even though I didn't have a weight issue when she was here, I just know when it comes to health, she wants me to take care of myself. And so with losing a very close family member just recently, so, when it's that close to you, just a couple of days ago, it just reminded me of what I went through with my child. And so it kind of put me back in that place. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling these emotions, and I'm going through that thing where I didn't want to eat. And if I did eat, just give me something fast just to say I ate. But I know that wasn't healthy. And I don't mean to get teary-eyed, but this was just recent and I'm thinking about it. So what am I going to do when I get off here? I'm going to binge eat? No. I'm still going to deal with my emotion. That goes back to mental wellness. I have to understand my feelings. And if I have to call on my accountability partner, if I had one, that's something I would do after, feeling a certain way and to feel like I'm going. If you can think like that, sometimes you can't think about that because you're so engulfed in what you're feeling at that moment. You can't think straight. But that's something that your accountability partner would need to know, how to be there for you, or the support system you need from whoever that would be, even if it's not accountability partner, someone that can be a little bit stronger during this time when you're weak, to help get you through it, to remind you how to still deal with your emotions and still stay on track with what you're doing, and keep you accountable, right? So